Hi, welcome to my channel. Thank you for coming and watching this video. So if this is the first time you're watching one of our videos, then my name's Ruth. I am a mum of two, a little boy Jet, who is almost 3, and a little girl Nova, who's almost 1. So I've done an evening routine video before, which I'll link below. So this is our morning routine. I say our morning routine, we're definitely not a very routine kind of family, you know, kind of just as I feel like we've got everything we're in the swing of things, something changes, and this is kind of a general morning, but it's definitely not kind of by the book every day. So for me, anything before 6 AM is just not the morning, and I'm not prepared for it to be the morning. I think going into parenting, there was like a few things were just my non-negotiables, and morning is definitely one of them. Like, I'm not a morning person. Actually, no, I'm not that bad in the morning. I'm not a kind of pre-6 AM person. I'm not someone that can get up at 4:30 with my kids and then survive the rest of the day. I'm just not down with it. There's a lot of things that I was happy to let slide, but mornings was just something that I really wanted to try and be strict on if I could. So anyway, so pre-6 AM is not the morning. So if they are crying or calling out, I go in and just say, still the night time. I leave all the lights off and leave them again. After 6 AM, it's always Jet. Nova sleeps quite well, so it's Jet that wakes up. And so if it's post 6 AM and he wakes up, then I go in, open the blinds a little bit just to give him a bit of light, but obviously trying to also keep Nova asleep because they share a room. And I sit him up in his bed, change his nappy, then give him some books to read. Often that then does wake Nova up, so then I do the same thing for her. I sit her up, give her some books as well. I try and make 7 AM the time we get up. They're normally really happy to sit and read and play for quite a while, but if they're getting really bored and annoyed, then obviously I get them up. To make sure both their nappies are fresh, and then leave them with their stories. And then depending how the night's gone, so Nova doesn't have a 10 PM feed. Jet had it till quite old, but with Nova we were giving it to her and she just kept being sick, and so we just kind of clocked that she didn't need it at that point. But then sometimes on a bad night, she'll then wake up anytime from 4 AM onwards needing milk. If she wakes up and needs it, I give it to her, or she sleeps through. So on the morning I filmed this, she hadn't woken up for a milk until about 6:30. And so I made her a milk, and then because I was making her a milk, I didn't want Jet to be left out, so I made him a little milk. I don't always do that. Like I was saying, our routine is very random. It's not like a set thing. But I felt bad for him that morning. At this point, depending what time it is, what the night's been like, how I'm feeling, what's going on that day, I either go back to bed for a little bit and try and get a bit more sleep, or embrace the quiet house and do some exercise, or just make a cup of tea and take that to bed. I guess the most sensible thing would be to get myself ready, but I never do that. I feel like I'm starting my days quite rushed and stressy right from the beginning, and so I found doing a bit of exercise in the morning, just some kind of yoga-y style stretches, has just really helped start my day a bit more chilled and positive. So that's what I did this morning. Just went through to the living room with them both in their beds and just did a quick little routine. Fitness blender on YouTube, I love. It's like a pick and mix of all different exercises, and you can kind of pick like a 10-minute warm-up or a 15-minute cardio or 20-minute Pilates, and kind of pick and choose, or 5-minute butt and thigh workout. So I just did a quick 20-minute yoga stretch type exercise, and then actually this morning they were both not really feeling being in their bed, so I just left them for the 20 minutes and then went and got them up. So also me and Henry take it in turns in the mornings with who gets up. This morning, because I was filming, I got up with them. Henry's having a bit of a lie-in. I say lie-in, it's like 7 AM, but still. So he's in bed, I take them through, and they sit and play in the living room together. So they play and I get a cup of tea, and then I crack on with their breakfast. Through the winter, we've been having a lot of porridge, so I tend to do porridge for me and the kid, or if not, they have Weetabix or Shreddies, or just kind of all the usuals. So by this point, it's about 7:30. We don't have a tight deadline. We don't have school to be at. We just have nursery to be at 8 AM 1 day a week. But on that morning, Jet doesn't need breakfast, and so that routine's quite different. We don't tend to leave the house till about 9 AM, so the mornings tend to be quite chilled, and we have enough time to kind of get ourselves prepped and ready. It's about 7:30 now, and I made porridge. And then while doing that, I always just kind of get the house ready for the morning, so emptying the dishwasher, putting everything away, while making my cup of tea. Then I get the kids' porridge all sorted, sit Jet at his table. And then it's always really hot, so Nova tends to just sit in her high chair for a little bit, having some fruit and strawberries or whatever, while I try and desperately cool down her porridge, and she gets more and more annoyed at me being very slow and her porridge not being ready fast enough for her. And then they go back through to the living room and they do some more playing. Then I went through, gave Henry a cup of tea, or again, often it's vice versa, that he's bringing it through for me. And then now that he's up and the kids can be with him, I jump in the shower and get dressed quickly, and then start getting the kids dressed and ready for the day. Jet is very into dressing himself, which means the whole process takes a very long time, but he's 2.5 and you cannot argue with him, so you just got to let him get himself dressed, however long that takes. Luckily Nova is still at a lovely age where I can just get her dressed myself. Jet's really proud of his abilities nowadays to get himself dressed. The fact he can put his arms through the armholes, he's very chuffed about.
This one.
Check for the label.
Go that back. I go that back.
Yeah. Yay! You did it! Yay! And then just come through to the living room and they do some more playing, and I quickly put my makeup on. I've brought my makeup bag now is in the kitchen at that mirror, so I can be watching them play while doing my makeup. And then often by this point Jet's ready for either another round of breakfast, or he finishes off. If I made him quite a big portion, he sometimes doesn't finish it at kind of 7 when he has it. So then now it's about 8:30 or 9, depending how slow we've been. I quickly have breakfast, either while doing my makeup or once I'm finished if they're just still happy playing. And then at 9, we're either ready to go out for the day, or if we're meeting people a bit later, maybe 10, Nova by this point is ready for her first nap of the day, which I just always find so funny, a child's life. We've kind of just got up, ready for the day, and Nova goes back down for a nap. But yeah, that's our morning routine. Like I said, it's very kind of fluid, but that tends to be the kind of order we do stuff in. I hope that was interesting and or helpful if you're struggling with your routine or just interested in how other people do things. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe. It would mean a lot if you came and joined our channel and caught up on all our other videos, do a lot of other parenting and a bit of fashiony bits and baby updates with Nova and family vlogs. Come and subscribe and join in. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely week and we'll see you soon. Peace out.